gorilla with both hands tied behind his back. This was a defendant for whom...
Because our country's gone to hell. We don't have the same country anymore. We have a divided mess. We're a nation in decline, serious decline. Millions and millions of people pouring into our country right now from prisons and from mental institutions, terrorists, and they're taking over our country. We have a country that's in big trouble. But this was a rigged decision right from day one with a conflicted judge who should have never been allowed to try this case, never. And we will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over. Thank you very much.
Why should voters vote for convicted felons?
Are you going to drop out? You believe in the rule of law? You trust the jury? Are you not
All right, the former president speaking there briefly, not taking any questions. It's been his practice as he's been speaking here at the courthouse. And remember, he's been under gag order for this trial as well, which has been it's been stretched, I think, to its limits at some times. There have been findings by the judge that there have been violations. But the former president has spoken openly from the beginning, saying that he felt this judge had conflicts. There have been references to his daughter, the work that she does, to Alvin Bragg, and to the way that this whole thing was set in motion. Trey, you looked like you had some reaction to what he was saying there, because of course this then flipped into campaign mode, because the line will be, okay, the people get to answer. Their verdict is the one that matters November 5th. It's going to be a push to that now is the talking point with this over.
My guess is at some point, President Trump or his surrogates will say, perhaps I am a convicted felon. You are unconvicted felons. You have engaged in egregious conduct. It just hasn't resulted in us using the court system to go after you. I think the Biden campaign needs to be really, really careful. His son may be a convicted felon by this time next week. The other thought I had going through my mind is I was in an audience sitting by Tim Scott in South Carolina when Donald Trump went to great lengths to defend New York. Remember, candidate Ted Cruz made an unflattering reference to New York values. Andy, you may recall that. And Donald Trump went to great lengths as a candidate to defend New York. And I just think it is bitterly ironic that it wound up being a district attorney from New York who actually openly campaigned on doing what he just did. That is a disservice to the justice system. Prosecutors shouldn't care about the politics. You don't go after people, you go after crime. This new era of so-called progressive prosecutors, there's nothing progressive about them. They are defense attorneys masquerading as prosecutors, and it's going to wind up ultimately, I think it...
All right, where do we donate?